Coming out of the home of a patient, I was feeling down and I was telling myself I could not do this any longer. That was the first time I had that feeling, and subsequently, that feeling would only get stronger till I realized I was no longer getting any fulfillment in what I was doing. It was a weird feeling because for me, work has always been my mission. Work was what I did and I enjoyed every bit of it. I loved working with my patients, seeing them go from a point where they're not able to do to a point where they've become independent gave me so much joy. It made my day. So finding myself in this place got me thinking, and I began to evaluate the various elements of my work in order to understand the source of this dissatisfaction. I discovered I was no longer enjoying the long drives to and from work and in between house calls. I was not enjoying making the house calls, but most importantly, I no longer enjoyed rehab, which was a key aspect of my work as a community physiotherapist. However, I did realize I loved doing urgent assessments. I loved the unpredictability and I loved the adrenaline rush of the moment. This helped me to begin to explore other aspects of my role as a physiotherapist. Our desire changes, our passion evolves. Having an understanding that this is all part of life and that the only constant thing in life is change help goes a long way to help us not panic or feel low when we begin to experience this dissatisfaction. Sometimes dissatisfaction sets in when we have outgrown our current circumstances, when visions and goals no longer align, as in relationships. Dissatisfactions may set in. When our awareness about purpose awakens, a sense of dissatisfaction begins to set in because we want more. When we begin to experience a sense of dissatisfaction, be it in our work, relationships, or a spiritual life, that is the time to pause and reflect. Reflections are very important tools in life, especially one that seeks growth. Reflections will help you understand the what, where, who, and how of the dissatisfaction. In order to understand how to manage this dissatisfaction, we first need to understand the source of this dissatisfaction. It's very important because this helps us to put things into perspective and help us to explore what needs to be changed and what could be changed. I did not quit being a physiotherapist. Rather, I simply changed roles from being a rehab physiotherapist to becoming an urgent care physiotherapist. And this was because I had identified that though I had lost my passion, it was not in physiotherapy, but rather in one element of physiotherapy, which was rehab. And that passion had now evolved into urgent care. So once you've identified what needs to be changed, put an action in place for effecting that change. In my case, all I had to do was to move into an urgent care physiotherapy role. And I was lucky, or should I say, I was blessed because a role became available in the organization I worked in then. And all I had to do was make the switch. So it could be as simple as what I did, just switching roles, or it could be you upskilling yourself, and this could mean identifying relevant courses or training programs and enrolling into them. Or it could even be more complex, like actually relocating. So you could be relocating from one part of the country to another part of the country, or it could actually mean a whole move from one continent to another. Now that you have put your plan in place, you now need to act on it. P.S. Don't quit your job without having another one lined up. So, in summary, life is all about growth. And like a plant that has outgrown its pots and needs repotting, plant lovers everywhere will tell you that when a plant needs repotting and this is not done when required, the growth of the plants is stunted and they will struggle to survive. So are we human beings. So don't ignore that sense of dissatisfaction. It might just be a sign that you have outgrown your present state. So till we meet again in Life 360 with Bukola, stay blessed.